That's the next step for SGA. Like, not just be the great regular season guy, but like be the best player on a team that's winning in the playoffs. That Canada team was dead to rights, and Gilgeous-Alexander either scored or assisted on every single point down the stretch, and then Dylan Brooks hit just one of the biggest shots of Canadian basketball history.
I know. Yeah.
Crazy.
The SGA at the end of that game was absolutely sensational. And not to just to like insert a quick mailbag question we got here, Chris.
Yeah.
We got an SGA related question and thought from Ethan. He was talking about how great he's been in the tournament and how SGA stood out to him. And he said, do you guys see OKC becoming a championship team with SGA as their number one guy? I do. I think SGA is capable of being a number one. I think he could be the best
player on a title team.
I agree with you completely. And this could be the year that he thrust himself into that conversation. Last year was like, oh yeah, well, who's going to be fifth on MVP ballots? He's an all NBA guy. I think this is the year he establishes himself as the number one guy on a championship hopeful. OKC's not there yet as a young team, but SGA can be number one.
Yeah, and just so we're clear, I mean, if you're going to be the best player on a title team, history tells us that in order to win a title, you got to have like one of the best 5 guys, 6 guys in the league.
Yep.
Like that Pistons team is the extreme outlier. Even when Dirk did it, Dirk was one of the best 5, 6 guys in the league. Like, you got to have one of those guys. So it's very, very high praise that we're making for SGA. But could we look up and SGA is one of those guys? Again, it's different saying they will win one than could they. And just the idea that he even has a chance of being one of the, 5, 10 best players in the league. We could look up and one of the 5 best players in the league for a season was Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility. He is awesome. And he just took over that game completely like a superstar would. Like, he's special talent for sure. So I think he could, I think he probably, I don't know if you'd win it, but could you get there with him being your best player? You'd have a chance.
When we get SGA versus Luka Wednesday morning, in the wee hours of the morning, I wonder, depending on how this game goes, will it be a discussion point? Is SGA better than Luka? Will that be something that happens this week? Could it become something during the season? Could it become during the season, Chris?
I mean, I think if he plays like he did last year, and they're going to be on TV a lot more, and his team's a lot better, that certainly he's going to get into all manner of conversations. I mean, this guy, what are we talking about? He's like a first-team All-NBA player already, but like you start getting into best player conversations when your team's awesome. And so he has not had that type of success yet, but the team's success, once he gets on that playoff stage and delivers on that playoff stage, then it's a different deal. And that's when you really vault that is the next step. He has to do that. He has to get to the playoffs and be the guy. And Luka's already done that. He's been the guy in the playoffs and has put the fear of God into, teams that he's lost to and teams that they've beaten has been a huge problem. So he ain't got a bunch of guys with him for Slovenia. And that Canada team should be able to throw Dylan Brooks at him and then Dort at him and like just a revolving door of guys making his life hell. Making other guys on Slovenia, be awesome. But yeah, I think so I don't think it's necessarily fair on this level, but once that's the next step for SGA. Like, not just be the great regular season guy, but like be the be the best player on a team that's winning in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True. Yeah, that's where you prove yourself.
But I do think I think we both think he's capable of that.
And that's where, like last year, where Jokic to me took the best player in the world title during the postseason. That's where you truly prove yourself, is April to June.
And it's why everybody's down on Embiid.
Yes. And Luka's been to Western Conference Finals. He has proven himself despite having some shoddy supporting casts. He has performed at the biggest of stages. He's gone toe-to-toe with Kawhi Leonard. He has had the biggest performances in the biggest games. SGA needs to do that. That's when he can thrust himself into that discussion.